Joined now by Brandon Dorlus, Oregon defensive lineman, excellent golfer, in case you didn't know. We'll talk about the golf in a second, Brandon, but what's this week been like for you guys? Obviously, the story around the country has been Colorado. Everybody's talking about the Buffaloes. Usually when you play somebody, we're all talking about the Ducks. Is it weird to be kind of on the other side of the fence there?
I mean, yeah, it's like, so since I've been in Oregon, like every time you play Colorado, it's just been, Oregon's going to smash Colorado. And now, this everything Colorado got going on, it's just crazy because, go on social media, you just see Colorado. I don't follow no Colorado posts, like, media for nothing. All I see is Deion, Sanders, all them boys. So it's like, it's different, but, at the end of the day, you got to make it about your team and make it about locking in to your fundamentals and doing what you know is going to help you win the game. You can't make it about them and all that hype they got going on right now.
Now, you're an old college football player. You're old for your age group. But, what do you have any memories of Deion as a player?
I mean, I watched the highlights. I seen the celebrations he did. I know he played baseball too. And, I wasn't a big fan of Deion. Like, I wasn't growing up watching him all the time. But, like, just off the highlights, the kick returns he had, and just like the player he was, the flash, the swag he had. Everybody seen it. Everybody watched Deion. Everybody wanted to be like prime time. So, watching this, it's gonna be funny seeing him on the sideline coaching for sure. But
you gonna say anything to him if you tackle somebody along the sideline?
I'm talking all my pads in my hands. I'm not doing no talking this game.
So they had Lil Wayne lead them out of the tunnel, like rapping live last week. Yeah. If you could have any musician lead the Ducks out of the tunnel live, who would it be?
Probably Drake.
That'd be smooth. Drake. That'd be nice.
I'll probably do a Drake.
Although there's a Drake curse, right? If he sits courtside, the team loses, all that. Like, you got to be careful with that.
Yeah, well, I'll probably just tell him to go send a box or something.
So you lead us out, you do trophies, and then you're leaving the stadium.
Yeah, perform trophies and then go up to the suite.
It would be trophies, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, has to. Yeah. All right. So this team this year, y'all have you played Texas Tech and that was a tough one, but you haven't quite been challenged yet. Other than that, what's practice been like this week? Knowing what you've seen from this offense.
Yeah, so this offense is pretty dynamic. Have a lot of weapons they use. The running back, Dylan Edwards, is a fast back, a different back we're used to seeing. We see more physical backs downhill, like through the tackle running. But this dude, they have to get perimeter runs for him, get him going, like some screens and stuff. So, and they known for their tempo. And so this week, all practice has been tempo, get in shape for this fast offense coming in town because, we know how the OC came from and who his friends are, so we know what they're going to run. We have a great game plan. I feel confident in the game plan we got to stop this offense.
I want to talk to you about Prize Picks because Friday, when I make my Prize Picks selections, is going to be as hard as trying to make the selections of these games, trying to rank these games. I mean, I open the app. The first thing I see, Deion Sanders, 335.5 passing yards. Bo Nix, 315.5 passing yards. They're just daring me to say the Oregon defense can shut down Deion Sanders. Nobody shut down Deion Sanders yet. Nobody. And then Bo Nix. Can he carve up Colorado's defense? Are we going to get a shootout in that game? You've got your appetizer on Friday night. Remember, Wisconsin's playing Purdue on Friday night. So you've got plays with Tanner Mordecai and Hudson Card. You got Braylon Allen rushing plays. There's so many things you can do here. One of the more interesting ones that I like are the rush yard combos where you can take two players in the same game. Like there's a Trey Benson, Will Shipley one in the Florida State Clemson game. And it's basically, will they combine for more or less than 129.5 rushing yards? You could combine Blake Corum from Michigan, who's playing against Rutgers in their first Big Ten game. You can combine him with either of those guys. You can combine him with Will Shipley, and that number is 155.5, or you can combine him with Trey Benson, and that number is 141.5. Just so many fun ways to play, and this is available in most of the country It is available in California, Florida, and Texas. Basically, you pick 2 or more squares, and the amount you can win goes up based on how many squares you pick. There are also flex picks where you say you pick 5 squares. If 4 of them hit, you're going to win some. If 3 of them hit, you're going to get some back. So a ton of fun ways to play. And check me out on X, Twitter, whatever we're calling it, Andy_Staples on Friday afternoon. I'm going to be throwing some things out there as I try to figure out what I want to do, because there's so many fun options. And especially this weekend, I really don't know where to go with it. And it's like picking the games themselves. You can really overthink these things. You can underthink these things. You just go with your gut. There's a lot to do. You can study. But in some cases, you have teams playing the first really good opponent they've played. So what happened before, the averages, the statistics they've compiled may not even matter. There's a whole lot to look at. So on Friday afternoon, we're going to go through that stuff. You sign up for Prize Picks today, download the app, you use the referral code Andy, and they will match your first deposit up to $100. So if you deposit $100, they'll match you 100. If you deposit 50, they'll match you 50. The referral code is Andy. So Prize Picks, just download that app, referral code Andy, and they'll match you up to $100. So Texas Tech's a pure air raid team, and this is more the old Baylor offense, but it's still the same level of tempo. Like, how in shape are you guys to deal with what they're going to try to run at you?
I mean, Coach Landon has been taxing us like crazy. So, like, Texas Tech was known for their tempo too, but like clockwise, like speed-wise, I think they go faster than Texas Tech, and they have to, like, they're the number 1 offense on the third down right now. So, biggest thing is getting, like, we're in shape. We're good to go. The biggest thing is just locking in. Like, we have to lock in. Don't try to do too much. Don't fall into the trap of Shadur, the watch and stuff, all that hype stuff. We're going to make it nasty and gritty. Like, we're going to punch them in their mouth all day, and we're just going to do our job.
That's become Oregon's calling card since you guys have been there. When Coach Cristobal was there too. What was that like, kind of building up on the line of scrimmage? Because when you came right around when Panay came, and you guys have just added you've got Josh Connerly now on that offensive line. You've got Honcho, who sounds like a complete monster, the freshman from Hawaii. And you got Popo, who you're playing with alongside on the D-line. Like, how did you get this nasty up front?
I don't know. I mean, like, when I was getting recruited by Cristobal and the staff, like, their main goal was to make the O-line, D-line more stout, get bigger bodies, more physical dudes. And ever since my freshman year, every year it gets more physical, more bigger. And these freshmen come in, and I'll just be like, another big dude. But, like, it's good. Like, Pancho, for instance, like, how big he is, he should not be moving like that. But, like, we get good work. It's like good on good work. Like, yesterday, me and him had like a couple one-on-ones, and it was just going back and forth. He probably catch me when I'm slacking, but then I just hit him with some old school move. But this is how it goes. Me personally, I love the physicalness that we got up front. And we know football games are won up front.
So I heard you in another interview talk about what Pancho could do on the diving board. He's like 355 or something. What can he do?
I mean, not just Pancho, even like Ben Roberts on the D line, like all the Polynesians dudes, they get to the pool on the diving board. These dudes be doing backflips. Like, I'm like, what? Like, it's crazy to see that. And like, me personally, I get on the diving board, I do a cannonball. Like, I'm not doing the backflips and stuff. But nah, it's just amazing seeing that.
Yeah, you're 290. The cannonball is going to displace lots of water. Everybody's going to go ooh and ah. Like, you don't need to be risking your life here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We do need to talk about your golf game, because I saw you talking about this in another interview, and you mentioned that you played a bunch growing up, hadn't played much since you'd been in Oregon, but then this past offseason you really got back into it. And while you're talking, we'll have a little bit of video of you. And it's interesting because I expected, like, when you were putting videos on your Instagram, that it'd be just you bombing long drives, but this is your short game, and you got a pretty swing.
Yeah. Nah, me personally, I'm not great with the drivers, and like the fairway is like, Man, I love the short game. I'm par threes for life. Like I could do that all day. But like that's been like my biggest point. Like just trying to get better on my drivers. Like in this video, the pitching wedge is my favorite club to use, and I hit it pin high. And I just love golf, man. It just clears your mind out.
Well, that's what you grew up in South Florida, so there's you play all year round. There's courses all over the place. Is that how it got
Yeah.
started?
No. So like my dad growing up, he grew up on the country clubs and he worked for he was caddying for people. And so he started taking me out to the country club. We started golfing together. And at the time I was like middle school, like I didn't know what I was doing. I was just swinging as hard as I can. And then I got to college, my dad was trying to make me go one-on-one with him, and he think I didn't have no golf skills, and I just been working on that the whole time.
Well, you said you're like a 10 handicap now. So that's,
Yeah.
given the busyness of your schedule, that's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Nah, like so when I first started going back was like end of like last season, like towards bowl season. So like as soon as the bowl game got done, I got back to Eugene. I was around the golf course every day right after workouts, and that's all I've been trying to work on is my short game and trying to like not slice my drivers.
Well, so I think it's funny because I feel like we've learned a lot about you as a person, because I think most people just care how far they can hit the ball.
Yeah.
But you want to slice strokes off your game, the short game is the way to do it.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's crazy because like people don't understand like the short game can really just mess up your score a lot. And when I started working on that, like I went to this country club and worked with this trainer, and he was like, "Yeah, all people are always trying to work on the drivers, keeping it straight, but people understand the better your short game is, the better your score will be." And once I seen my score keep going down and down, I was like, "Yeah, I'm just mastering my short game."
Now you got to work pretty short when you're on the D line. You play all along, by the way, so you play from nose to edge.
Yeah.
Which is those are very different skill sets, but like what is your absolute favorite move to hit on somebody?
It all depends on where I'm at on the line. So if I'm on the edge playing against a tackle, like I'm on a regular 5 tech, I like to set them upfield like I'm going speed and then go 2-to-1 with a long arm and bull rush him. Tackles are not used to big dudes on the edges. When I'm in the 3 tech, I like to get a little more fancier with my moves. Coaches get mad at me with that, but it always works. Like my favorite move in the 3 tech is hitting with a nice little stutter swim. And then when I play nose, like against Texas Tech, I like to go to the old school club rip. And then if that doesn't work, just work a counter move off of that.
The club rip seems like the easiest one to learn, but the hardest one to master. Like, but I bet it feels very satisfying when you get it clean and you get past somebody, especially in those tight quarters, and all of a sudden you burst out and it's you and the quarterback or you and the running back right there.
No, yeah, it was amazing. It's like because the same move I hit on the end of the game with Tech is the same drill we do after practices, like doing extra work. We work the club rip, like Coach Tosh demands the club rip a lot. Like he said it's one of the hardest moves to master, but one of the cleanest moves when you do it. And when I finally did it, and at the nose tech it was like, whoa, it was ridiculous, and I was just happy about that.
So you're still eating Skittles on the sideline? I heard you did that in the Washington State game last year, where you guys are in this middle of this comeback and you're like popping Skittles on the sideline.
Nah, yeah, I like to, I feel like when like other dudes see me eating Skittles on the sideline, they get to see that I'm confident in them, and so it just calms everybody down. Not to just get too high and get too low. Like games like that, like Texas Tech, I can't be a dude whose mind's like, oh, I'm panicking. I gotta be calm, just be in my zone. So I feel like Skittles is the best thing to keep me in my zone. So I eat the Skittles.
Taste the rainbow, baby. It's an NIL deal waiting to happen. But speaking of rainbow and colors and changing, y'all are wearing the color change cleats this week.
Yeah.
How does that work? Like, did they tell you a few weeks ahead of time you're going to be wearing these, or do they give them out to practice in for the week, or have you not actually seen those yet?
No. So we seen the first prototype when they first made it, like a couple months ago. And we seen like what the cleat did, and at the time they wasn't really gonna give it to us because they didn't think it was that cool. But after more dudes saw the cleat, everybody was like, "Yeah, we got to wear this next year." And so we came to like all the seniors or the whole team came to a decision like we're gonna wear these cleats this year. And me personally, I like the cleat. it looks good. Like change the colors in the heat, and I feel like it's just gonna look amazing. And we got the cleats on Monday, and we started wearing them in practice to get our feet used to them.
That's what I wonder is when do they first break them out? What's that like when you walk in there and they're in your locker?
No, it was crazy because personally the big dudes up front don't get a lot of flashy cleats. We get the nice bulky, keep your ankle safe cleats. But like we finally got some pair of cleats that look nice and flashy. So it feels good to feel like a skill player this week.
See, I've seen those Jordan 1 high cleats lately that the big guys can wear.
Yeah.
Like it feels like it's not the old Boss Shark anymore. Like Nike's come up with some more stuff for you guys.
Yeah, nah, they did for sure. Me personally, like you said, like the land sharks. That's what the D linemen were used to know. Like watching these like dudes like Nick Bosa wearing the Jordan 1 lows. Like I want to get more Jordan 1 lows, but like I just gotta keep making sure my feet stay good.
That's right. You got to keep those feet because you only get 2, and you got a long career ahead of you. Brandon, thank you so much. Good luck on Saturday. Hope you eat a lot of Skittles and feel pretty good about yourself.
I appreciate you.
Thank you so much for watching. Just a reminder, subscribe to this channel right here so you never miss an episode of Andy Staples on 3. And oh, by the way, watch all the other great videos on the On 3 Sports YouTube channel.